Welcome back and welcome home.
Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Rit Ralph, talking to you straight from our show here, Apple Bites. A show where we all have some fun, take a bite out of the apple, and share it with you. And we got a plethora of people hanging out with us today. You got Mr. Vic Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics. You got Brian from Shadowmare doing his beautiful D&D stuff. and Frank and Tony hanging out with us. All of these beautiful people are going to Megacon Orlando.
So I'm ugly, right? Because I'm not going.
I gotta say, I was going to go to Megacon right before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened.
You gotta reschedule your trip, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, I had a trip planned. I was gonna go to Florida. I was gonna do Megacon. They actually had me coming as press. I was like, all right. And then the world shattered.
Well, when COVID's over up where you guys are, you can come down and visit us again.
Yeah. Oh, it's been over. I just need to figure out how to get back down there. Everything played out into how I was able to get there. And I was going to get taken there. So it all played out for me.
Nice. Yeah, it seems a lot of conventions want people to come down as press. So they give out, a pretty good amount of press badges.
Mm-hmm. I also realized that if I'm coming from New York to another convention, like Florida or North Carolina or so, if I'm going somewhere, they're like, yeah, sure, come on. If I apply for a press in New York, they're like, no, we don't want you.
Like, get out of here.
They're harder in home. That's always the rule. Wherever your home is, it's always gonna be a tougher sell.
It is, but it seems
That's
like
weird.
the people that run those ones outside of New York are like mad chill. They're really cool. It's just funny. And then New York is like, most of them that run New York don't live in New York, which is kind of funny.
That is
true.
And they're like, why are they such a hard-nosed people? Like, it shouldn't be like that, Like, you want to try to take care of, your own, and especially in New York. Hey, get the word out there or whatever. Not that some of these need that, I mean, I don't know, it's just common sense to me, but
I gotta say, MegaCon feels like it has a huge buzz going into this MegaCon, this year.
They have more stars, right?
But it has like a big buzz feeling.
It's probably because of Todd McFarlane.
I mean, Todd is a part of it for sure, but no, I think it's been building over the last 2 years. It's gone. Yeah, like because literally, so full disclosure, I'm a contractor for Fan Expo, so I work for the company, so I get to see a lot of things behind the scenes and know that over the last few years, it's grown to a level where they get what they call NFL priority parking structures, where they're pulling parking lot spaces from the surrounding parks, which is something that's usually only reserved for the NFL. So that level of attendance is huge. They're really trying to bill it as the San Diego of the East Coast. That
Yeah,
is the,
I
that
mean,
is the
it's
official goal.
huge.
I'm hearing that it's the biggest now of the top. It's in the top 3.
I think it is. I think
Yeah,
it is.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's so funny.
year-
Like I said, I tried to get in, and I got in a couple years ago. I got in, and already then it was already becoming what it was. I feel like after the pandemic, it kind of shot up.
Exploded, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Victor, you're the
Last
perfect
year-
person to talk to, though. If you
Definitely.
contract with them, hey, I have a credit on my account. Who do I talk to?
As an exhibitor,
Yeah.
you need to talk to Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, Rich is who you want to talk to.
Yeah. They never answer me.
I got
They
you.
hate me.
Well, he also did New Orleans too, just recently too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
good people.
Yeah,
He's
they
good
need more
people.
staff.
yeah. We'll
You gotta
get you
let
taken
me-
care of.
Huh?
You got to keep
Last
trying.
year-
Yeah. I'm just gonna bug them while I'm at the show.
That's the smart way to do it. It's always a smart way.
Like,
Yeah,
you have
if
to
you
deal
do
with me now.
Dude, one of the best ways to do it, and I know they're busy, but if you are at the show, you might as well track these people down because that's when I have my best conversations with the showrunners is at the show itself.
Yeah,
Because before that, trying to get in touch with them.
no, it's true. It's very, very true.
Sure.
Oh man. So Vic, you got the feel, and I know that you get a chance to like really see what's going on in the show besides what's going on in the show. What do you feel like is going on with Megacon? Because it just feels explosive.
So, I mean, they're doing some wild things. There's a lot of folks that they've invited as guests that are, really kind of like pushing the needle in terms of attention. It's not necessarily like, fully agreeable voices, I'll openly say. I know I got into some conversations with some folks that are very, very upset that Mel Gibson is going to be there. And, on one hand, like, I totally understand they're great, but at the other side, like, I'm not responsible for booking him. However, I did know, I assumed at the time, and I can confirm it now, that part of my job as my contract, I'm one of the moderators. Like, I'm one of the celebrity moderators. And because, we've had people that are, we'll say, contentious guests from time to time. They have opinions that some people might not agree with. It has been my specialty to be the guy that has a good conversation, no matter what, sort of things people might talk about outside of the show. That's kind of been my specialty. And I've done it with Gina Carano, Richard Dreyfuss, like Zach Levi. Like, I've done a really good job of making that a part of my personal brand. So I knew I was probably going to get Mel Gibson. And, there's a big buzz. There's a lot of talking points behind that. Politically, I mean, it's not necessarily the place and space I think we should have politics involved, but it's there. And you're in Florida. You've got, anything that Mel Gibson is doing right now, like, it's going to have a lean to it. So there's going to be eyes no matter what. I think this is firmly in that category of there's no such thing as bad press.
Well, especially for these type of shows, because of that kind of stuff just gives you more buzz and makes more people want to show up.
Exactly.
I never understood that. I don't know if people feel that way. I never understood that mentality that one person shows up, I'm not going to go see the whole show. You can just not see them. I mean, you can.
Yeah, person.
It's called fan act.
Their shows are big. You could even plan to see them and not see them anyway. It's
also true.
There's so many other things to enjoy that.
It's also a choice. If you don't like
one person or two people kill your fun.
Right.
But
it's also a choice. If you don't like his politics or whatever he's preaching, same thing. We have choices. We don't have to listen to them. Like, we could like their movies and stuff like that, but we don't have to listen to them about whatever they're preaching about. It's just, I don't know. There's some people take it more to heart than others. So
I feel like it's become this thing, because I feel like before, oh dude, that guy's bad. Yeah, okay. So I saw his movie. His movie didn't make me bad.
Right.
He's not being bad in the movie.
Right.
Well, I'm glad we have more adults like you in the room.
You can love Riggs, but not like Mel Gibson. It's possible.
I mean, that's very true. You know what I'm saying? He's still my Mad Max. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Those are things that's hard to shake. When it comes to when you really look at his filmography too. Like, I'm going through it. I'm like, oh my god, okay, we got Braveheart, we've got Maverick, we've got What Women Want. Like, give it all to me. Like I'm there for Chicken Run. How you gonna be mad at Chicken Run? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Chicken Run. I forgot about that.
I'm boycotting Chicken Run.
I'm like, nah, man, come on.
And
You gotta
keep
keep that.
when people boycott stuff like that. It bugs me out because that's not the only person who made that movie. That's not the only person who made that album. That's not the only. There's a group of people that have done this. So if you boycott because of the one person, now all these other people,
for everybody.
Yeah.
So listen, my personal opinion, cons are not a place for political. You know, whether you're on the left or the right. You know, doesn't matter what people's political views are.
Right. Let's be fans of stuff.
That should be something like this is my personal feeling. Like I think they should stay out of music and movies and entertainment because at the same time, most of us are blue collar people. We want to come home and not hear someone's opinions about it. He goes, we want to be entertained. At the end of the day, we want to be entertained with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with whomever, right? You know, your family. You want to take your kids, and then certain things are in things that you don't want your kids to see and stuff like that, or in materials or whatever. I think it's just like for the common person like us, we want to be entertained and not have all this stuff that's out there. We want to sit back and watch a good movie and not, and then people are venting about it. We want to be clearly entertained from our 9 to 5, whatever we do, whether you do construction, whether you do overnights at hotels or hospitals or electrical or whatever. People just want to be entertained. That's it. They got to stop with the political, both sides, right? They got to go back to where it was 15 years ago, where people just didn't give a rat's ass. They voted for what they did. And listen, I know that's not the world we live in today, but we need to get back to that point where people are happy. Their personal vote is their personal vote. Nothing taken away.
Sorry, let's cut you off. But it's a lot. It's a lot like what Frank says. Like there are things that we all agree on. Like we all want the same things. We all want good jobs. We want our kids to be taken care of. We know that things are good, things are evil. You can preach to that. You don't. It doesn't have to be political. And I think that's a good thing about conventions. It's like throughout life we're all on different it's like we're all on different radio stations throughout our life. We have different religion, have different politics, all this and that. When you go to Comic-Con, you're all on the same radio station. You're all there because you like Spider-Man or Batman or whatever, and that's all it should be about,
But that's all it should be because people aren't seeing. Like if I never met Ralph or Tony, or two Tony, shall I say? These two lovely gentlemen up here, Brian and Victor, I just met, so I guess like hello, But like we don't, like in the course, there's 6 of us on here, right? And then let's say the 6 of us didn't know each other. You just walk in, oh man, and you bump into each other, not knowing, right? You become friends with someone. There's speed dating that they do, which I've seen, wow, and like I tell my wife when I come home from these things, they get speed dating. I'm like, when did that happen? I have 2 friends that are getting married in about a week and a half. And that's how they met. They met at Boston Fan Expo, and they've been together since basically the same year. That a few months before me and my now wife have met, and like seeing something like that with people that connect, and stuff like that. That's pretty cool, But like
absolutely,
everybody got to forget where they're there to have fun. They're there to meet their fan, celebrity, whatever. Listen. I don't care Mel Gibson or not. I loved him as William Wallace, and I can tell you, I've seen that so many times. And I'm
still quoted. Not
freedom. But it's like some of these movie groups that I am on Facebook, and they're all fake, right? So we know we belong to some that are real and some are fake. They're like, and then like the last week, I'm like my wife. Like we watch different movies together, different things. And sometimes we watch some things. I'm like, Jen, I said, I just saw that they basically had on pop up on one of these like really random fake, movie. Oh, they're making Braveheart too. I'm like, so So everybody's laughing right now, right? And I go, Tony, the two Tony says, I'm going to say something. I said, all I kind of popped in my head was Metalhead from the Ninja Turtles. like the only way you're going to make it is if you make him bionic.
No, it's Braveheart 2, Brave Harder. Like that's
Brave Harder.
Brave Harder.
Like Braveheart in space.
like they're trying to
Braveheart to your face.
Oh, we're gonna make Braveheart 2, but make it make sense. Make it about a movie that makes sense. William Wallace dies. If you don't know
dude, I got a better one. There was this whole thing after Titanic. They're like, oh, they should make Titanic 2.
Oh yeah, that one I forgot too. Yeah, I did.
I remember that. Like,
Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo. Like that's Jack's return. Oh snap! He survived. Oh snap!
He's a zombie.
See him come back from the water.
Yeah.
But they
teams
gotta
up with
be
Jason
smart.
Voorhees, kills the iceberg.
Right.
Bro,
And
I'm back for you.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
It's got to be funny, like when you read some of these things, like we all do, and you just like sit there and you just like scroll up and roll your eyes. I'm like, I gotta send this to a bunch of my friends or whatever. Like, yeah, Braveheart 2, Titanic 2.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh my god.
I mean, if they can make a Young Guns 2, I guess technically that could happen. So,
well,
that's Young Guns 2 made sense.
It did, but I mean, like when you saw Young Guns, you're like, well, they all like mostly died.
They're
dead. But then when you're like, when you watched it, you're like, oh, it does work. It does work. But
you can't
at first,
do
you're
it.
like,
They continue. At least they continue the history.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Vic, why don't you tell the people some things about you and a bunch of other stuff and why they should go say hi to you at
Absolutely.
Megacon.
Done and done. So I'm Victor Danders, lovingly called the hardest working man in comics. I've been self-publishing through my imprint, Vantage and House Productions, full-time for the last 15 years, where we have a range of different comics from all ages with Wonder Care Presents The Kindergardians, Wonders of the Weird Beyond, teen-friendly with Origins Unknown, young adult with The Trouble with Love, and the follow-up series, Never Too Late, and then a bit more mature with the Samaritan series. If you guys have seen the Samaritan comic book, it's very much so like much in the same vein of like Luke Cage, the Netflix Luke Cage series. In fact, I say that the first 3 episodes of Luke Cage are the perfect commercial for my book. I'm not saying that my book was on set, but I was told that it was, and that's a huge compliment to me. So yeah, I'm that guy that just kind of runs around doing comic book stuff all the time. I'm also a phenomenological narratologist, so I go into schools and teach the philosophy of storytelling through comics. So all the cool enrichment stuff that we wish we had as kids, I actually make that. This project is thank you. This project is Southfield Super Secret Comic Shop. I'm born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, and the south side of the city does not have any commercial retail establishments that cater to geekdom. We have like 6 or 7 comic shops in the greater Columbus area, but none of them cater to the south side. So where I grew up, there's essentially like a whole population of people that don't have ready access to explore comics, experience comics, or anything like that. So I started this blog where every week I update 2 posts, one on Tuesday, one on Friday. So one dropped today. So this is our initial post, what are we reading first? But if you scroll down just a little bit more, the new post that dropped today is what are we reading now, where we are featuring the 3rd issue of Wonder Care Presents The Kindergardians that I do with Justin Castaneda, which is essentially Muppet Babies meets the Justice League. And we do like a page every post to kind of just, share comic reading with kids. And I wanted it to be very highlights oriented. So not only do we talk a little bit about it, there's a question of the day, and the goal is just to get some engagement back and show people, what kind of stuff is out there. These are comics that are essentially made in these guys' backyard. So I really try to, promote that. I started working with some of the local schools, library branches, and rec centers, so I can share this information. And the way that I've been promoting it, the access to it is absolutely free, 24/7, wide open, and use a QR code in order to scan in. So all the schools and rec centers, they have posters that I created that, if kids are walking through, they got their phone out, they can scan it, takes them right to the site. I have these awesome cards that I take with me to shows and things like that just to kind of promote it. Because again, though it is designed for the kids here in Columbus, Ohio, I want everyone everywhere to be able to, check out comics. So I have these business cards that have a QR code on the back, and I'll give them out to people and let them, scan it and just kind of get an experience of reading comics. But again, in addition to that, it's not just the comics. We have resources for projects that you can do on your own. I've got commentary from teachers about the importance of reading comics and how that boosts education. I have all kinds of things that are, aimed at making this like a holistic comic shop experience, but just digital. So that way you're not only just getting some good comics, you're getting some resources for why comics are important to, our growth as society and fandoms everywhere.
All very important because
there's a lot of stuff.
Sorry. I always love saying, especially on the show, we talked about it yesterday on Monday's show, that that's how I started reading in depth was because I started reading comics, and then I started reading the Fantastic Four. All that, especially with the trailer coming out, it even makes it more prominent. Yeah, dude, it looks fantastic.
It does.
As a Fantastic Four fan who read Fantastic Four and had those long, beautiful words that I had to go research to figure out what they were talking about. I can say that as a kid, this actually made me want to read more.
1,000,000%.
That trailer is that dropping Wednesday?
No, it dropped today, this morning.
Oh, that was a trailer, right?
Yeah.
I saw on comicbook.com. It looks like the old,
Oh yeah, they went back in time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked really good.
I love it.
And I like the fact that they're going there. They're starting off, and the origin already happened.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like
already
it looks like the 60s, but a little bit like the future of the 60s. It looks
right.
Really cool. Looks really
cool. Yeah, they really did a good man.
Retro
I know I was geeking out. I was completely geeking out. So, Vic, I love what you're doing, and that's why I keep bringing you back on because again, I feel like the industry itself, for some reason, has forgotten that the kids are our future.
Yes,
and they keep forgetting it.
Well, that's the thing. Like most of the time, the industry is set up for people to come to the industry as opposed for the industry to go to where the audience is. I'm good for, as we just talked about, going to the movies. I set up at my local theaters, and I set up like essentially a mini Comic-Con during superhero premiere movie weekends because it's a great way to capture people that are already interested in the material, at least peripherally, who might not even know that there is a comic shop nearby. So here, I'm a local guy. You come see me. Same thing with these schools. Like I don't know how many of you guys ever had the Scholastic Book Fair, but that was life for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love this. Like it was magic. Imagine having something like that, but comic book oriented.
Oh my God!
That comes to your school. Like
I wish, man. I wish, dude. I would have killed for that as a kid.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
As a kid, they gave you those comics that were based on energy or this and that. And those were we're already salivating on that as a.
It was cool. It was
but
cool.
It's insane. Yeah. It's insane. The DC books for young kids that are on those Scholastic books, they sell like crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
There's a Miles Morales Spider-Man book, and it sells better than Marvel's comics. It's like
yes,
this stuff sells. Like why aren't you? It's
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
This stuff is great. Like I mean, I don't know.
I
know when I was a kid, when they gave me that, I would use it to get all the Garfield books. I wouldn't get any real books. So
those are real books. Those are real books, Tony.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Those don't let them tell you.
I wouldn't get the Hardy Boys or none of that. I was like, no. Anything in cartoons.
Exactly.
So they try to target the young adult genre, right? Or is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have this weird obsession with like kids from like 13 to 15.
Right, but they don't have anything really that aims for kids younger than that. There's and on one hand, like with my work in education, I understand that middle grade is what we typically will call that, is often overlooked in terms of programming. Like there's not a lot of programs that feed middle schoolers, which I totally understand, and they should be supported. But if you start at like third grade, which is kind of my target audience, is third grade and start moving up, then you have like this kind of growth factor of readership opportunities, vocabulary building, creative expression. Because I can tell you right now, all these kids, all of them would love to make comics. They just don't know that they're allowed. And that's the other thing that we, want to show them is like, you don't have to ask anybody permission to be creative and use your voice. Like that's God given. That's given to you. So here's a way for you to do so effectively. And if we can tie that into education, it makes it easier for the teachers to not, be persnickety about it and be like, well, that's not a real book. No, it is. It's got a beginning, middle, and end. It's got, a protagonist and an antagonist. It's got a whole flow to it. So respect what it is. Let's use it and know that you're using pop culture to entice, learning. It's perfect.
I never understood that whole "it's not a real book" or "it's not." It was half the times when at least when I was a kid, it was the teacher kind of like poo-pooing it, and I'm like, dude, stop poo-pooing it, because what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna keep reading. I'm not gonna read what you want me to read, because this is what got me into reading in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people our age and older, they got into reading from a young age when they picked up comics. I mean, what easier way can you get kids into reading with cool pictures? I don't.
It's exactly that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Not only that though. Like, especially if you think about how when we first started, chances are we didn't start with an issue 1. No. So the skills that we're building in terms of reading is not just like, vocabulary and things like. We had to build context skills. Like, we had to build all these different things of saying we can understand parts and pieces that we were never given and still understand the story. So it's a skill-based piece that I preach all the time. I get a lot of parents are like, well, I got to start with volume 1. I'm like, absolutely not. No, start at volume 3, 4, 5 and see what they can pick up. And then, if you choose to go back and find one, okay, great. But what can they figure out is going on? That's a whole nother skill, because we as people, as we communicate with one another, say I walk in on half your conversation, can I build the correct context of what you were saying before I react off of it? That's important, but we don't do that as much today.
Right. But you want to start at a harder level, see what your mind can figure out. And that way you could always go back and then just understand, 100%,
Yeah. And that's why I hate when the industry started doing that thing. I understood why it did it, because issue 1 sell. But, don't cancel these ancient books, because, we need to, because nobody's going to know what's going on.
Well, that's the thing about comics is, like men, especially men, we love to collect things. And, if you do it the right way, if you treat, every issue should be treated as if it's someone's first issue.
Someone's first one.
Yeah.
If there's something they need to know, tell them in that book. So then if they like it, they can continue from there. And then you got them both ways. They'll buy comics forward, and then they'll buy comics backward.
Yeah.
But when you keep resetting it to number 1 all the time, it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
These things
worthless.
And then they're trying to tell me, who started it with Action Comics 450 something or something like that, or whatever issue it was when I started, they're trying to tell me that the next generation can't do that. And I'm like, no, not even that the next generation can't do that, is that people can't grasp that. And I'm like, dude, we started there.
Like,
we didn't start at issue 1.
It's actually a lot less confusing that way. Yeah.
Right. Sometimes you just find the thing that hooks you, and that's part of it, that's, when we started off and there wasn't, comic shops, maybe we found our stuff through the newsstand. Yeah. That was hit or miss like crazy.
Oh, completely.
So, you might not even see that title again.
You don't always have to go back. Also, you don't always have to go back. Look at any movie series. Like the second one is almost always better than the first one. You know why? Because the origin is out of the way. You don't have to just get on to it. That's why
Dude, everybody knows Batman's origin. Everybody knows Spider-Man's origin. Just start from after already.
Well, it kind of implies that they're not confident in anything they make anymore, because if you're like, oh, well, we'll see how it goes, and cancel it after 5 issues, you're not willing to follow through your own story arc. You obviously don't care.
That's a real statement. That's a very real statement.
And I think that's the difference now between the indie and the big 2, is that the indie guys will go, we're going to continue to do this even if it kills us.
Because what we got?
The big guys are like, no, we're not going to make money. We're going to stop.
Well, they do that with manga, though. I'm going to reference that a lot probably in this show, but especially with kids. I mean, they make things for genres of all ages, and they get a ton of readership, and even if they have something that's a flop that we never hear about in America, it's still a story. They still give that creator an opportunity to tell their story.
Beginning, middle, end,
And then
The
if it
thing
picks
with-
up
with
and blows
manga,
up, then they
we-
get
we're
anime.
pretty much-
Yeah.
the manga that we get is pretty much like hand crop. We don't even get a portion of it. We get like more or less like the best stuff.
Yeah,
Like
we
things
get
that
the
do
best cream of the crop.
Yeah.
But in Japan, they also have way long running series too. They have that too, and they like Go-Go 13's been running forever. And every single story happened in continuity. He just doesn't age for whatever reason, but yeah,
Right?
you'll see him hanging out with Kennedy. You'll see him hanging out with Obama, all in real time. All he doesn't age. Nobody knows why, but yeah, they also have long running series. But same thing though, you can still pick up with issue. Go-Go 13, read it, and you'll be fine. I mean, that manga's crazy.
Well, to your point, like
in like the story, within the story, he'll impregnate women. 20, 30 years later, their kid will grow up and try to kill them.
and he doesn't age.
Like he doesn't age everything,
Yeah.
and it's insane.
That's
that
his
good skin.
superpower. Yeah.
They're like, we don't know why. I mean, so they throw hints that he's really like a Grim Reaper of sorts. They throw hints at it, but they don't really say it. So
They give you an idea of reason why.
That's cool. Well, like to your point, before we see it's also been out for a while too. It's not like it's not like they launch. Maybe nowadays they may do this a little more, but I don't know. It's not like they launch it like a volume 1 there, and then they're like, okay, let's immediately bring this to America.
Right.
They give it time. If it rises to the top, then we get the best. They have translators and all that stuff, so it's like it's already proven.
Right. If you remember, like about 90s and 2000s, like people were just trying to get the license of any anime, any manga they could get their hands on. They were just trying to get the license on anything.
They didn't have any of it here.
Quickly, you're like, no, that doesn't really work. You have to like.
That's what Netflix does.
Right.
How well that works for them.
Just that
throw it at the wall, see if it works.
Give you back the money. Here, go make it. Just go make it. We just want content. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key things that we need to do to rebuild our readership. We need to be more cognizant of kids, make things that cater to them and bring it to them. Because again, as much as I joke, Dogman, made back its entire budget its opening weekend.
Yep.
Granted, it was only $40 million, but everything it makes from here on out is pure profit.
It's
pure
exactly.
profit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know, right? Only 40 million.
You know they're gonna go see this thing.
Absolutely. Like
that Dogman and that Captain Underpants, those books are like crazy.
Exactly.
5 million units, easy. Do you know what we would do if a book sold 5 million? First of all, the fact that we're still holding on to Jim Lee's X-Men #1 selling 8 million copies 30 years ago, and that still holds.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense. That's pre-internet. We should have squashed that a long time
ago. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I feel like the whole industry's kind of lost its way, and I don't think they understand anything.
Well, can we talk about Free Comic Book Day?
Let's go. Let's go.
So, you guys know about how Diamond declared bankruptcy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked about this on our show, and like they pretty much hold up Free Comic Book Day with the retailers.
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's directly through them as a distributor. Even, I guess, that DC and Marvel have their own distributors. It's still pretty much all through Diamond. So now that they're declaring bankruptcy, also / they owe a bunch of publishers millions of dollars.
Yeah,
that they'll never see. Probably what's going to happen with that? Like who's going to pick that up? And that's locally for the comic community here. That's a big draw for families and like new readers and like parents bringing their kids in, saying like, "Hey, try this free comic book. Let's pick. Oh, cool. And I'll pick up this. How lucky. I'll pick up the next issue, whatever."
Yeah.
But that's a huge draw. So if that just goes away like that, like there's really not going to be anything left.
I am happy you mentioned that because I didn't even think about that. I completely forgot that Diamond is the one that does it.
It's a huge deal, and people don't seem to really be talking about it either.
And they would be ordering those things right now, like in preparation for it. They would be ordering that right now. I think that's the other thing too. Like us as independent creators, I'm all for supporting the shops. I love shops. Like I think that's super duper important. But there's also, if the shops are transitioning in a space where they can't quite do those same types of things, it is incumbent on us too. Like I said, I go to a movie theater. That weekend is Thunderbolts this year. So talk to your local theater and see if you can set up your own sort of event at a theater and do that.
Exactly.
Like capture that market, because
that's a great idea.
It's there, what better way to put you on people's radar? Like, catch them where they're at.
And Brian, I feel like you're at the cusp of this too as well, because you've taken D&D, turned it into this comic book, and that, you're working that, you're working that same idea, you're getting that because you're putting this out there, and I love all these guys who have taken their D&D, their campaigns, and turned them into comics, into stories, into video games. So Brian, talk a little bit about what you did.
Okay. Well, I to the point Victor made, and this will I'll eventually get to the plug.
Bring it all together,
Trust
baby.
me, I'm getting
Yeah,
there.
go ahead.
So another thing we do locally in Jacksonville is the library will put on a local convention, and like the library, they still we give them books of Hardly Heroes, so people can go check out the comic, and they've got a comic section. And I guess a big thing that they're trying to push is zines. Like zines is kind of its own little genre of indie people creating stuff. So like movie theaters, public library, that kind of stuff. If they do anything in your area, jump on board that for sure.
Definitely.
Because that's a great way to promote. We're all independent creators. Like, why not?
And just to add to that, I gotta give credit to the libraries and all that stuff, because they're doing their own conventions, they're doing their own stuff. Folks, keep your eyes and ears open. Those are some of the best conventions, is the ones at the library.
And it's your own community, so why not take the opportunity to get into your own community? Now, no matter what happens with Free Comic Book Day, go to your local retailers, and get involved with them. Like, I'm sure they would love to have people, especially someone local, doing a book signing or whatever. So anyways, so that being said, we're an independent publisher. We started during COVID era, but then because everyone was at home and we all had a bunch of free time. But our first comic launch was beginning of 2022. And so we launched with Hardly Heroes, which is it's a tongue-in-cheek fantasy adventure story. It's based off my buddy's group campaign, D&D campaign. So yeah, we're trying to promote alternative genres in the Western comic industry. Cape Comics are cool, but personally, I'm a big fan of fantasy. I'm a big fan of tabletop RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, obviously. And so we just decided, hey, let's turn this campaign that we've been doing for 3 or 4 years at the time into a comic series. And and we don't plan to stop until the story is done and told. Unlike a lot of modern comic companies, I suppose. But so we launched that one in 2022 in February, and we are launching. Well, we're taking pre-orders now for issue 10. So we're about to be on issue 10.
Wow!
In the last
Time
3
flies,
years,
man.
Which I hear it flies, man. It's crazy. But I hear that's pretty good for an indie comic company. I hear
that's
making
great
it past
for an indie comic company.
I hear
really
making
good.
it past issue 3 is pretty good. That's what a lot of retailers told me. They said, "Oh, I'll be impressed when you come back and you have more than 3 issues." I said, "Okay, challenge accepted." But yeah, so we did that, and we're super excited. I don't have the Kickstarter, the crowdfunding campaigns live yet, but we're doing some special stuff for issue 10 because we have a new artist. Nice. And if I can, I didn't send you links, but if I can do a screen share, I can show you guys some of the new art.
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay, sweet. Oh, let me close that. Let me close that OnlyFans here.
An exclusive.
Oh yeah, you guys are pretty much the first to see this for sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is the cover. It's like the Green Lantern homage.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
But yeah, so this is one of the main characters, Salazar. If the listeners aren't familiar with the book yet, but he's one of the 4 main characters. He's a human warlock. He's a little bit of a pyromaniac. So this is when he kind of gets into his pyromaniac arc in issue 9 to 11 or 12, and so I won't spoil it, but he starts going a little crazy here. So that's the cover for issue 10. The new artist, his name is Adam Tompkins. We actually found him originally to work on a graphic novel that we're producing, but he's such an incredible artist. I was just like, yeah, I would love to
That's
have you
amazing.
on our main.
That looks great.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a shift from the old art style, but
It is, yeah.
I think
but it still sits in that same vein. So
yeah, but I think it's like almost classic Lord of the Rings, like D&D 80s kind of inspired. I'll show you what I mean here. So this is just page 1, picks right up from the last part of the story. But yeah, got little test balloons here. But this is a little guest party that showed up. This guy and his D&D, he has a like a group of friends, like the 2 guys and their girlfriend. He was like, "Hey, can I pay you to work us into the story?" And I was like,
Ooh.
"Yeah, absolutely."
Schmooze me, man. Schmooze me.
Yeah. So we worked them in, and honestly, I'm kind of jealous because like the main party is still kind of goofy, and they're super sick looking. Like, look at the detail on this.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Like, look at all the detail there. It's crazy.
Dude, man.
It reminds me of like the old
more
school,
people
like,
should schmooze you just for that.
Yeah.
it reminds me of like the old school, like Conan the Barbarian, black and white. That's
Yes.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it's very much in that style. So just a little more of the book.
What are you guys using for lettering? Like, what program is that?
So our letterer uses either Illustration or Photoshop.
Okay.
Yeah. I think most people use
Illustrator,
and then they'll port it over to Photoshop or convert it. Because from what I understand, in Photoshop, it can make the lettering kind of grainy, like if you're moving it around, because it's not an image, right? So it like
yeah. Illustrator is more vectorized, so it'll be tighter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we did have some issues with that early on, and then we figured that out. Like pretty much everything I know is just because we screwed around and like
it's best process.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all by experience. So that's
that's the whole thing with what we do. It's all like figure it out.
Actually, I have a recommendation. If I can, give me 2 seconds.
I got facial expression.
Oh wow.
So there's so much detail.
Yeah, wow.
It's incredible, dude. The artist is awesome. So I'm ecstatic to.
If somebody wants to schmooze you with some money so they can be in your book, what kind of money are we talking about?
We can talk about it offline. Well, I mean, I'll give you a deal. No, it's public. We did on our first Indiegogo, it was like 300, and then for Mercenary Guild, which I'll talk about, it's gonna be like 150. But for the 300 tier, it was like you actually get like take picture, like we get pictures to the artist of you. They work them in. It's because we had someone else do that, and like we changed the whole name of this orc clan around so that it could be like that guy's surname as the orc clan. So actually really worked them in the story. We try to give pretty good value for your money.
I tell people all the time they should do those tiers. All right, go ahead, Vic, show it off.
Yeah, this is a book by Richard Starking for lettering. It's not super thick, very easily super accessible. I've had this for years. Highly recommend it.
I know that book.
It'll help you so much in your understanding of things for lettering.
Nice. Yeah, those tutorial books are so good.
Yeah.
Like there's like I forgot what it's called. There's like a super thick one where it just covers like from beginning, like scripting a comic book all the way in like to lettering. And it just goes through like paneling, why you lay out one panel versus the other, like lighting into art. It's like an encyclopedia. So yeah.
Love those.
So those are out there. And yeah, if you're an aspiring artist or writer or producer or whatever, they're perfect.
Absolutely.
So, like, and each phase of a comic book is its own art, Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Understanding, making. Yep.
Yeah, I should have read all of those before we started. It would have saved me a lot of time and money. But
I don't know. I disagree with Scott on something very, very important when it comes to sequencing. So I don't know.
But see, that's the whole thing. Each process is different, though. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's part of the fun.
Exactly.
It's like banging your head against the wall trying to figure out.
As long as you're learning
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's path will be a town. It's like remember when let's see, I'm going to show my age. Hardy Boys, right? Where we all used to read, right? It's like, all right, you're reading, and then you take this one path, and then you fall off the cliff. I'm like, damn, I died already. Then
Go back.
start reading, and then you go back, start reading it.
I love those make your own adventure books.
That's great. That's great.
I got a couple of those on a shelf. Those are fun.
Absolutely.
I love those.
Wait, I died? Hold on. Go back.
It never happened.
Okay, I'm going to read the other part.
But those books were fun. But like a lot of things that we read or experienced in, reading or the comics that we got into or things set us on our little journey. Like everybody has their own journey, whether it's writing or doing comics or stuff like that. It's a good one, yeah. But it's so true.
I've heard of that one before.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can keep pulling stuff over here.
Same.
Dude, I gotta tell you guys, and one of the reasons I started my other show, The Written Writ, was because I got to a point where I had all these books and I read through the books, and you sat there and you're like, dude, there's something missing. There's a step missing that nobody's talking about, and it's this whole step that it's about the journey. You have the hero's journey, but there's a writer's journey. There's a creator's journey that has to happen in order for you to get from who you are to the creator you want to be. And it's really difficult to talk about it. You just have to take the journey and then figure it out on your own, but nobody talks about that.
Ralph over here preaching at us right now.
Well, you know what it is? He's right. You have to take the journey, and everybody's journey will be different. But if you try to explain your journey to someone else that's not in this industry or shall I say entertainment world or whatever, it's hard for them to right. It's like how like I always say, you don't know what someone experiences unless they're in that person's shoes. You could say it until you're blue in the face or green or purple, whatever, right? But until no one will understand the journey. It's true. Let's say a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or people that support, they could listen to you and try to understand it, but unless they're doing the journey with you,
it's not safe.
Or they're doing their own journey. Because that's how we get to understand each other, is because we do our own journey. So we go, hey, I kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah, like, I've been there before. Yeah,
a lot of it is in doing. There's a lot of it in doing. You want to write, start writing. You want to draw, start drawing. And
exactly.
Well, it seems so simple, and people are like, "Oh, what's the secret?" It's like there's no secret. You just do it.
Just do it.
And don't give up.
You know how many times I told somebody just write, and they go, "Why are you gatekeeping?"
I'm not gatekeeping. I didn't spill the sauce.
I'm literally telling you.
How do you write? You get a pencil and a paper and start writing. It's true. And you will get better.
But I mean, like I've gone to so many different Comic Cons and people like, oh, how do you start writing? How do you start? I said, what do you mean? I just I get my computer out, got my notepad, and then I play my iHeart Radio with my Linkin Park radio on. I mean, whatever music you're into, put on. Whatever ideas, and my whole thing is, I always say, don't let anybody tell you your bad idea. If you listen to them, that's a bad idea. Because it comes from when you're writing something, whether you're drawing something, whether you're writing a comic, whether you're positioning someone on a cliff instead of on a waterfall or whatever, right? Those are your ideas, your creativeness. So someone's telling you that your creativeness sucks. You know what I say? I don't curse on this radio most of the time. F you. Those ideas are purely from the heart because it's what you dedicate and you see and you feel.
Love that.
And Frank, that's exactly what it is, because I know, Brian, you decided now to like branch it out, right? Because now you got Mercenary Guild, so you're bringing people in. You're actually doing what we're talking about here.
Yeah. So so we had a guy reach out to us. His name is William. We were on the show a couple months ago when we were still developing the book, but at this point it's like 80% done. So we're like, okay, let's go ahead and launch the campaign for issue 1 and just start talking about it. So yeah, so he came to me and he's like, yeah, I like what you do with Hardly Heroes. I've read it. I have an idea for a comic, and it's based on I don't want to mess this up. So it's so back in the day with like AOL Messenger, you guys remember like AIM?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
I
before
do.
we had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Discord and stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
I still have mine.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. But so people would do like chat room, like choose your own adventures, but it would be like chat room RPGs. So
I
instead of like
remember.
tabletop,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, you would just be like, because you had like /roll, right? So you would do, they would start. So it's based off of that campaign, that story that he wrote. It's similar in a vein to Hardly Heroes. So yeah, for like the past year and a few months, we've been I've been guiding him through the process. I just tell him what I'm just sharing with him my experience, and he's a good writer, so that makes it a lot easier. He follows direction, so really well. So we found an artist that we like working with, that I've worked with in the past. They got together, found a great colorist, a phenomenal letterer. Lettering's very important, and so we're finally here. So we're at the point where we're launching the campaign. We're going to end up doing Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, and Kickstarter, because
Nice.
we've got we're going to do 4 covers, 3 variants across exclusives across those platforms, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
If you want all 4, you just buy them from the website. That's what I
Smart.
So then I don't have to pay platform fees. But so yeah, so that's where we are at, and yeah, we're very excited about. It's like our second official IP. It's brand new, separate from Hardly Heroes. So we're.
But I feel like that that alone there is helping people out, because you did it, and here comes this other guy, and now you're helping him do it. It's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help each other up. We're supposed to raise each other up. This whole industry will be much better if we just gave each other a hand.
Facts.
Oh, absolutely.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to someone last night who was interested in doing a manga, and like we're talking about, I said, look, man, you've got all this detail. Just sit down and start writing. Like,
exactly.
I'm not going to charge you if you just want free advice. I mean, I'll charge you if I have to sit down and edit your book for you. Like,
Well, I would hope you charge for that, man.
Yeah, exactly. that takes time and skill. But yeah, like just helping people out, getting more people involved, helping like so many people. I don't know if it's just kind of our culture or if it's I don't know what it is, but like they're so used to just consuming content from other people, and they don't think or it's not that they don't think creatively, it's that they just think that they can't do what people are doing.
It's impossible. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's such a big mental block and a hurdle, and it's not that hard. Like, yes, you have to practice to be good at it, but it's like it got to a point where part of the reason why I started Shattermare is because people around me are like content creators online, or even me, we're all bitching about how crappy modern entertainment is. Oh, sorry, I broke the seal on cussing for us. But like,
I think I cursed a while ago.
Okay, cool. Everyone's complaining about like, oh, this is so bad, and this is XYZ, blah 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 blah, or like, look what they're doing to our property. You hear like, oh, they ruined my childhood. Okay, well, take all the things that inspired you from your childhood and create your own shit.
Yep.
Not obviously not like it's bad shit. I mean, like, create your own stories.
Yeah,
like, it's so much more satisfying.
Nobody ruins your childhood, man. The thing that you enjoyed still exists. It's still there.
You can
nobody,
but take that and
they
build off of
alternate universes.
It's still exists. It's there. Nobody ruins your childhood.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so much more satisfying to create something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, then you venture into like, if you're going to sell it, then other people have to like. There has to be a demand, but at the end of the day, even if it's just something you create, doesn't matter what people think. Like Frank was saying, like it's your thing, it's your energy.
Right.
So satisfying.
You said that, Brian, because that's the thing. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to sell something, then you're going to have to cater to people. If you're just writing your story to get it out there, then just write your story to get it out there. It doesn't matter what they think.
Right.
I mean, it's good. It's just in life. You should just be an observer. Like if you're just consuming content, sometimes there's things as a content that you wish to see and nobody's doing it. Sometimes, and you know, chances are if you do it, there are other people who are thinking the same exact thing that you're thinking. So you know, there's potential there. You know,
absolutely.
So, I know, but this example someone gave me for like fan fiction writing, for example. Like there was the example they gave me was say you're a fan of Naruto, but you think Sakura sucks, right? Sakura doesn't have to suck in your fan fiction. Sakura could be awesome in your fan fiction, and there are probably other people who think, "Hey, Sakura sucks too." So you know,
yeah. And if you just make a better character,
right?
Yeah, if you just make that different character and rename them, it's
you don't have to be a
copyright
Naruto,
free.
and so there, it doesn't have to be a Naruto fan fiction, but you can create a female,
whatever you want,
character. And say, you know what? Those are the things I don't like. The character is not going to do that. The character is going to do this. You know. So.
Yep. Exactly.
So, Brian, you want me to show this?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right, let's go.
Just sorry if your channel gets copyright. 18 plus. Age restricted.
Not the buffer.
Oh,
it looks.
I remember now. I got the new computer.
Yeah,
and damn circles at it again.
That guy missing an arm in the background is honestly probably why it's age restricted.
Like, wait, we can't show this. Oh, it's right here.
Wait a second. Goblin
Danger.
Look, slow motion, really slow motion.
I love it.
All right,
can I share it? Will it help?
It might work. Let's try that.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, folks, there's a reason why Ralph got a new computer. That's the reason. But the new computer now has no speaker.
But on average, though, you've been playing videos better though. On average, compared to before.
Yeah, because for some reason the other computer has no issue doing it.
You can get them to form like Voltron. You'll be all right. Like that's just.
Oh, dude, if we join forces.
Yeah.
Daisy chain them together. You'll be fine.
That'd be dope.
Transform. Roll out.
All right. Let me know if this is too loud.
Great. There you go.
In a small, war-ravaged town on a remote island, an evil once thought banished still lurks deep within the land and is reawakening. In this slowly healing community torn between two factions, an outcast band of adventurers strive to rebuild their lives and make this island their new home. As darkness encroaches upon the weary citizens, only the Mercenary Guild stands in its way. Join the guild at themercenaryguild.com to receive an exclusive Elven Sorceress trading card.
That's awesome. I love it.
That's really good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Now the computer's doing this weird thing.
Very nice.
If I could throw out a recommendation for merch, y'all need to have menus from the Salty Lobster. Y'all need to go ahead and make that something low cost, but something mad fun where somebody's like, oh wait, you know about the I know about the Salty Lobster. You know what? My favorite thing to get there is that would be tasty.
Hold on, I just put it in private chat so I can remember it at the end of the screen later. Oh, that's a good
That's
idea.
a great idea.
Yes,
Holy
yes,
crap.
That is so
yes,
D&D. That is
yes,
totally D&D.
yes.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks,
Oh,
man.
man.
Yeah,
You're very welcome. You're very
Luke,
welcome.
the artist, did the voiceover for that, so that was fun. And
That's
then I
good
edited it.
stuff.
And the guy, the music, like the background music for the trailer, I found a guy who was doing cool stuff on like Spotify and wanted to get his stuff out there, and just asked him, "Hey,
Nice.
you mind if I use this?"
So what's
There you
their
go.
name so we can give them some more credit?
Let me find it. It's in the description. It's his handle is Zachary J Music.
That was pretty. I like the music. I gotta say, yeah.
I know, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've used it.
It gave me
probably,
classic Dragon Ball Z vibes. Like,
Exactly.
you know, on this episode, I'm like, yes, what is happening? Tell me.
I know when he saw that house, it totally reminded me of like the fourth part of JoJo.
I don't know if that link works or not, but that should be a Spotify. Yeah, we're it's again, it's another very fantasy. It's a little darker. That's you could see with the prologue of like the goblins coming to raid the town and
it's still dope though,
massacring people. But yeah, it's great.
It looks like a regular D&D match.
Yeah,
1,000,000%.
Exactly.
I think I fought those goblins a couple times.
Yeah, we're doing kind of a little bit of like Berserk, kind of a little bit of like Goblin Slayer, that kind of stuff. So that's cool. And yeah, and it's like we're trying to go for kind of like classic D&D kind of style art, different art style obviously than the Hardly Heroes issue 10, but same kind of feel. And yeah, it just follows a group of adventurers, like these ragtag guys who form a mercenary guild, and they go on adventures and do jobs to try to rebuild this local town, this like salt port.
How it always starts.
Yeah, but they're not fighting rats, so we're cool.
Mayhem ensues.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like giant demon rats.
Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, it's fun. It's not it's not overly complicated. It's just a nice adventure story, and then it's going to be 3 issues will be the first volume basically. So we've already got it written and scripted and planned out, and yeah, so we're doing issue 1 and going to keep going. And
So,
Williams already
are
got
you doing something special at Megacon for people who like do like sign up there? Because that'd be a good way to have people sign up. If you if you sign up, you get this sticker.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we've got something planned. So yeah, that's why I wanted to get at least one of the Mercenary Guild crowdfunders up before Megacon. Yeah, you're exactly right. So if people come and basically pre-order through the crowdfunding campaign or the website, they're going to get some cool swag. So,
Dude, if you just gave away the Shadowman horse sticker, which I
does look dope.
Dude, I ran into it again, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want this!"
Yeah.
I'm going to throw all the swag at them. But I still haven't given away the statue that Shadow did.
I thought you guys were going to keep that, though.
I am keeping it. Originally I it was going to be a giveaway, like a raffle, and then I'm like,
what happened was
that thing was
my precious.
Oh my god!
Man,
he calls us. We can't give it away.
You don't know. It's dope. Like he put LED lights in it, so it's basically like this, the horse. And then it's a little custom statue. The molding was awesome.
That's cool.
And then he's got LED lights running through it, and the base lights up. It's dope. It's sick.
That's pretty sick.
So
totally, man. If I can find it before you finish talking.
Yeah, I posted. Yeah, it's like somewhere on our Instagram. Probably.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm like, Instagram. Can you show me
through the timeline? You got to get through all the pictures of me and Kyle, just like.
I gotta say, you guys are really good at putting what you're doing out there. Because sometimes we as creators, we forget that we should be posting half this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we don't do good enough, though. I think we could do better. I'll just say
you're never supposed to be satisfied. The moment you're satisfied, hang it up.
Yeah, exactly.
No, never satisfied.
For sure. But yeah, we try send out email. I guess that reminds me. I got to send out an email blast to let people know. Hey, by the way, this campaign is live.
Dude, I just had to show this sticker. Look at this thing. Oh,
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, we have the holographic one.
And I got this whole naked water bottle that doesn't have anything on it.
That's
so weird. Wow.
And you got a holographic one? Damn.
Yeah, I got a holographic one. It's on the website if you go to the shop. I got something for you. Yeah, I got something you can slap on that bottle.
Yep. I'm just like,
how lucky we'll be at Megacon together.
See,
I have a feeling that Victor's gonna be like, so Shattermare.
I'm like,
Yay!
You gotta wear the costume though. If you
don't play with me. Don't play. You gotta understand. Like my shame factor is it doesn't exist.
Okay, are you coming next year? We'll plan.
I'm there for the next 3 years for sure.
Right, sweet.
Next 3 years for sure.
I got our cosplay idea.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Speaking of which, has anybody showed up as your character to one of the cons?
For us?
All of you can answer, yeah.
Or just in general.
Not me yet.
No, not yet. We don't have that level of fame.
We'll build it.
Oh wait. Well, do our wives and girlfriends count?
Absolutely count.
Absolutely.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
anybody
awesome.
that shows up in costume counts because that's dedication. That's just going above and beyond.
That's supportive right there.
Exactly.
That's love.
Supportive of the brand of everything.
Very true. And this year at our booth, we'll have one of the artists working on another book that we have in development. She's cosplay. I don't know what she's cosplaying as, but I just told her, like, if you're gonna come to the table, you have to dress up. I gotta sell comics, so like,
help me out.
Frank said to me, I thought it was a little weird, but I'm gonna go with it anyway.
Gotta make it work though. You gotta make it work.
Look, I don't have shame.
I love it.
Work it, baby, work it.
So hopefully, Rachel, you don't see this, but
wait, I should stop texting her right now. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that was my fault.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
You know, conventions are fun, folks. You should go to conventions. Go have some fun. Enjoy them. It is one of the best conversations, one of the best funs you will ever have, folks.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many shows do you guys do a year?
The biggest, yeah, we cut back over the last couple of years, but the biggest two are Megacon and Heroes Con.
Okay.
Oh man, you got comic books, bro. You got to get up to Con with
Heroes
us.
Con, yeah.
It's
my
so
shame.
good.
I've never done Heroes.
So good. Oh, it's so good. It's the only Comic Con left, like industry comic convention.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but glowing things between the three that I've never done. That anytime I mention it, people are like, "You've never done it?" I'm like, "Yes, it's true. I've never done it. I've never done Heroes. I've never done Baltimore, and I've never done Dragon Con."
I've heard Baltimore is good too.
Yeah. Like those are ones that I just have never gotten around to. But one day I will be there.
I've heard
Heroes Con is amazing. Yeah, it's straight comic book. And you know what? There's a lot of comic strip stuff there. There's comic strip art. That's a little different.
That's weird. That's like what an old Comic Con was.
What it used to be.
Right. Yeah.
So like I thought about it. But it's usually on my son's birthday weekend. So.
Gotcha.
Oh,
no, make that a birthday trip. Family fair. Yeah.
Exactly. Take them with you.
Hey, we go to happy birthday to you. Like, we go to a Comic-Con. Like, I invited all these people here for your birthday. Like, that's what I would celebrate.
That's true. Yeah, he doesn't know. How old is he?
It's like the 5th or 6th busiest con in the country, I believe.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean, it's up there, but it definitely focuses more on just like old school.
Gotcha.
It's the
area is huge. The area that they get, it's
that's
huge.
what I heard.
It's like it's a Charlotte. Ah, there we go.
What?
All right, hold on.
That's cool. Pretty cool.
That's dope.
Shadow Rabbit is the man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Shadow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have gave that away either.
That's what I'm saying. I remembered exactly what it was. And I'm like, you're gonna give it away?
Oops. I don't know where that went. That's so weird.
Yeah, that's gonna walk.
Yeah, I don't bring it to shows that much either because like
amazing.
No, don't.
You can have Shadow Rabbit make it for you. Just commission him today.
Listen,
true.
if you bring that to a show, you got to be like how Wild E. Coyote tries to plant a trap, but actually make it hit the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be in like a glass case or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
For sure.
basically have it like nailed to wood and like
When somebody touches it, they get electrocuted. Like,
Yeah. Just some voltage through it. They'll still touch
I
it.
put a sign up. This
I
is
gotta say,
electrified.
man,
Good content.
every time Shadow
That's true.
goes above and beyond like this, it just like shocks the hell out of me. I love when he gets creative, when he gets really creative.
That was a great. Now, to be fair, when I commissioned this, we did do like a double because we did like a giveaway.
Yeah.
And then one of the fans, I guess, was already about to order something from him. So they're just like, oh, hell yeah, I won this. Great. Let's make it happen. So that was cool.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
I think he did like a Venom. It was I don't remember what it was. It was either Venom or Spawn.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
It was so funny.
But yeah, it's great.
He was about to order something from Shadow. He won your contest.
so there you go. That was the giveaway. I kept mine.
But yeah, I gotta say, D&D, love it. Love what you're doing. Like I said, it's just amazing to see that our people are actually sitting there going, let's get all this D&D stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think more people like the idea too than like honestly. I don't know if this is a bad thing to say or a good thing, but I don't know how many people actually read Hardly Heroes that buy it. They're kind of just excited about the idea of, oh, this is based on a D&D campaign. Like, oh man, what was your character like? Like, oh, hey, I play this.
We got a chance to play in the campaign because I know you guys were working on that, and that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. That was fun.
Absolutely.
Running that.
No, I love that.
Yeah, because they're actually allowing you to play in their world. So.
Yeah, we I do that for shows that are less comic focused and more like games, board games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good. It's fun.
Smart.
So, but yeah.
That's also part of the marketing stuff that I always preach to people is what are the ancillary products that you can make that have a relevance to the thing that you're doing, but it's not necessarily something big. So like if there's a money or coin that exists in your D&D campaign, if you make little tokens of it, those are beautiful giveaways and people are like, oh my God, I love this. And now it's built up your community built around your story. Like it's those little things that are so like perfect. It works out.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, if you're out there and listening to this, don't be lazy. Like make it detailed for the world, like for your story. Don't just be like, oh, it's like a generic thing with the logo. Like, yeah, you can do that with like stickers or bookmarks or whatever, but something like that, you want it to be cool. And then people are actually involved in the story, in the world.
Yes.
So, yeah.
They want stuff from those worlds. They want to be a part of those worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want that menu. Like, what are you talking about? I want to see what can we get into Salty Lobster.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I want to know.
You're going to look at the Indiegogo and it's going to be like, get your menu. I'd be like, credit anonymous.
Exactly.
What you do is you can get your menu. You get your menu, but tier 2 is you get the menu. It's the menu on the outside, but when you open it up, it's actually a map that you can play of the game. That's tier 2. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what you sell after the campaign.
That's the next
level. There you go.
Then I'm gonna get you to sign them.
I'm all for sharing the cookbook because again, as Frank was saying, like the way that we might do something, it could be the same thing, but what we do with it is absolutely different. Like that's the thing that makes it unique in our own. That's always it. In fact, if I can, I was going to share this earlier. So I got these made. This is a 11 by 17 sheet of paper, right? It's a glossy satin print. This sheet here is a zine style magazine that I'm using to promote the different projects that I have, whereby folding it, like just like this, by way of folding it, I create a magazine that you can I can give away to people.
Cool.
There you go.
Guys, take this whole concept, use it because, again, the more people that do it, the more prominent it is, the more people understand what to do with it. Because I don't want to be the only guy that's playing around with this stuff. So, yeah. So I've got this fold here, fold it in half. Super simple. It introduces myself and introduces my brands. And then there's even a space where people can draw. It's specifically geared towards kids, but there's a space where kids can draw their own projects off of this. So
it's like the highlights, man. Like we used to have with the highlights, dude.
That's fantastic.
Exactly like the highlights.
Highlights are awesome.
Single sheet of paper, folded up like this. It's called the Meet Your Friendly Neighborhood Comic Creator. So this is stuff that I give away in my neighborhood. And again, as you open it, there's a little thing about me. Here's the thing about my brands. And then as you finally open it up, you have the activity page where you get to experience your own art, all that fun stuff. So, guys, it's an 11 by 17 sheet of paper. What would you do with it? Just have fun. Like, just, go to Staples, go to FedEx Kinko's and make a bunch of these. And now you have something.
Yeah, sometimes it's as simple as that. Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? When you go to like an old school diner and they've got the place, and it's got all the crayons and you can draw.
The activity map with the 3 crayons.
Yes, come on now.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to start selling ads on that. You flip it over and
listen, it's literally all my brands right now. So one day I probably will, but like again, if I can get other people to do such a thing, then we all win because how cool would it be to walk around at a show and see people trading our magazines? It's just getting different things like that. Like, that would be super dope.
Oh, that's bringing it back. That's fantastic.
Since we're all going to be at Megacon this year, I also want to talk to you guys about doing something because there's it's like a kind of giveaway people do. It's like a scavenger hunt.
I was just thinking about that. Because I can see the whole folding thing being a map, and you open it up. And you go,
that would be sick.
I would play into it perfectly. So I was trying to do it, but it was too last minute, and like a lot of the people in the Megacon like Artist Alley Messenger, like Facebook, they're not comic related. You know what I mean? They're selling like whatever they sell. But I'd love to next year, if we're all at the show again, do like a comic centric like a rally, or it's like a scavenger hunt, but basically you spend X amount of dollars at each booth, and at the end of it you get like a cool challenge coin or a badge or whatever.
Oh hell yeah.
And then so they're all coming around all our booths being like dude, whatever, but exactly.
You have my brain thinking that we could like for me, like you could make like a Tony would be able to help me like graph some type of like coin that has like Dark Legend, like the picture of my character.
Oh yeah, we take all our IPs, put them on one coin, like it would be sick.
Get a little coin bag or something. Or it could do it as like a jam piece onto one coin, like try to fit different characters and stuff.
Make them buttons.
Hell yeah.
Make them buttons. Where if you have a bad copy, let's say you got a book that gets damaged in travel or whatever, take that book, start making buttons out of it, and then those are things that you can give away. So you're not wasting the actual copy itself. You are repurposing it, and there you go. Like,
great idea. I've got stacks and stacks of printer paper that didn't make it to the final copy of the book.
Like when I tell, like when you think about it, where if you get the right size button, you could probably get like 6 buttons out of a page, right?
Yeah.
And your average comic book, you're probably gonna get like 70 buttons out of that thing. If you sell it for $1, you are making way more than if you sold the actual book. Which is true. Like it's so it's one of the smartest ways to do it. you get oh man, I got a damaged copy. Not a problem. I got
what it is get
a collage of buttons
brand into other material and creating something else. And you're not wasting it instead of tossing something or whatever. It's reinvesting your revenue and making more revenue on that.
Absolutely.
And then just trying different content and stuff like that. It's just spinning the wheel upstairs. Like, what can I do? 100%.
With this.
Frank, you're getting creative, Frank, because you partner up with Tony here, and you guys are going to be both at MegaCon. And I feel like that's a great idea there.
So, hang on, Tony. I'm going to pitch to just show the book so they have an idea who I am and
go ahead.
Do my little spew. And then he's got some other things that he's going to announce because he's my homeboy, And so I'm the writer and creator of the Dark Legend of the Foreigner, So, I basically wrote it back in 1996, hand wrote it. and then didn't do anything with it into 2012. As you know, didn't know anybody in the business. Basically started from scratch. So this is why this is so important, because just like everybody that wants to attempt to do something, whether you're writing books, you're an artist, you're doing comics, whatever, we have to find our own path. And this is what holds so true to me. And a lot of us that want to make our own stories or books or whatever, we have to find our own path. Doesn't mean, it's an easy one. Most of the time it's not. I had found 3 different editors before I found the good one that I could rely on. I have an artist that is great. I have a secondary artist in my homeboy Tony, and man, I mean, and definitely a lot of things that we've had talked about, me and Tony, and he's done some wonderful things that you'll get to see in a few. But just going down that road, you hold it more closely to you, because it means a lot, coming from making this content, as we call it, right? Or these creative ideas that you come up with, So that being said, the Dark Legend of the Foreigner presents me. You like how I did that? So
that was just Andrew saying, "Hey Frank, hey Tony, squared. Great to see you all."
Tell him, hey Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
This is the Dark Legend of Foreigner is about an ancient Japanese warrior that got frozen 400 years in feudal Japan and wakes up in modern day New York City, Central Park. And yes, I'm going to make my little jokes. He's very mad because he has to pay 400 years in taxes.
He's got it.
I was telling like that's a joke I usually go by, and everybody when they say it, they just laugh. They put down the book and they start laughing. He's like, "That's funny." He goes, and there was a few people that actually asked me to "Is that really true?" I'm like, "No,
no, it's not a book." The IRS is
no. When they asked, "Is that true?" You got to read the book. You got to read the book, baby.
I would be like, the IRS.
Then I get people that they're like, "How's he get to New York?" I'm like, you're really asking me? I'm really going to tell you? I just pitched the whole, basically, the 3-4 lines. I said, you got to read the book. So this is book 1. Hang on, got it on the table. So this is book 2, Dark Lords.
Nice.
And presenting a destruction of a book. Book 3, the 6 Dark Horses.
Nice.
So you could buy them 3 for $50. Gets a poster, the 3 books, and then there's a package, another package where you buy the 3 books, get a tote bag, a poster, and a T-shirt for $75.
I got book 1 here.
Nice.
I got book 1 here.
Yeah, well, you read the book. I got book 2 bag, but yeah. That's funny. That IRS. That's funny.
Audit ninja.
Yeah, that's funny. Tony, you're up, man. It's all you.
All right, man. What's going on? All right, so I'm Tony. Let's see. I'm just another one that has the curse of creativity. I used to run a sculpting and epoxy studio about, 4 or 5 years ago. Took a little sabbatical to take care of family members down in Florida, as most of us are going to do eventually. That ended, and now I'm back at it. So I decided to be an illustrator. I love traditional art, going into digital as everything is, but I'm a graphite guy. I'm a painter. So, yeah, that's my site that he's scrolling through right now. And you can see some of the merch I just got from some of the crazy characters I've done. And I actually found Frank on this show, maybe about 8 months ago, and got his books and we connected. And, we became friends, and we started talking. And all of a sudden, now I'm going to illustrate for him. We got a bunch of awesome merch for Megacon. And I decided, because I have lost my mind, to do traditional artwork canvases of his character, the master, from his book, since he's an ancient Japanese fella. So I'm burning the midnight oil, as you can see, trying to get these done. And there's going to be a bunch of exclusive canvas art of his character. So that's going to be pretty cool because imagine before the comic came out, you could get Superman on canvas. That's going to be, insane. And leading up to it, too, me and Frank were discussing more after he's seen these. And I'm going to be working on a graphic novel for Frank. So we're probably going to come out with a series of books now.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's going to be pretty awesome, man. So
is the graphic novel going to be based on the book? The novel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're working on the comic script right now because we're just toying around with it, and we're excited, So the first book we're probably going to split up into a couple issues, and
there's a lot of material.
I have yet to read the third.
Yeah. Well, you'll get it. You'll get it on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going to probably tomorrow.
You get it directly from him at Megacon.
That's right.
Oh yeah. I told him I got a nice silver Sharpie for him for my other two books. You better sign them now.
And if you come to Megacon, Tony will be auctioning off the very canvas that's in front of you right there. I'm just kidding.
Actually, yes, this is being worked out. You know what? Let me send you an image, Raph.
If the price is right.
Frank made me take a pretty sick picture of this one that just got finished, and I was like, all right, let me send it to Raph to put up here. I don't know. I shot it to your messenger.
I shot it Messenger. Let me go check. Hold on.
You're gonna make me get up. I can do it on here, but
I got a picture of the shirts I sent in Messenger too for you. If you could put that up too, so you get a good.
Yeah, apparently we're both very lazy. It's fine.
Yeah, apparently.
If this is y'all being lazy, I don't want to see you in high
listen,
gear.
those New York, New Jersey Italians, minimum effort, maximum satisfaction is how we live.
But, I mean, there's like Tony's read it, both Tony's read it, Ralph, has read it as well, over the years. But there's so much there's so much different parts of it. So the very beginning is about his, how his mother and father were raised. So you could in feudal Japan in the 1600s. So you could go from parts of that. You have that information that you could, take when before, tell me how sick that is.
Cool.
That's very nice.
Yeah. So that's one of the canvases I just finished today. I've been working on 7 concurrently. So I think I got 1.5 left to get done. And I think we'll have 7 for the con plus live sketches.
Well, we only threw this together about 2.5 weeks ago. So
yeah, Frank's like, "You want to go to a con? Got any art for me?" I was like, "Sure."
So, are you guys coming from New York too, or
no? I'm coming.
I'm in Florida. I'm actually,
Nice.
I'm in Brooksville. Yeah, in the swamps. So
okay.
So I said to him, I said, we got to.
Oh, thanks, Andrew.
A lot better next year, and
yeah, we'll be more prepared.
Yeah. But I figured I'm he's into the the skulls and stuff like that, and it's so detailed. I'm like, I joke around with him. I've said, they're not going to last more than an hour. No. Well,
also, I had to put it on hold right now, but for his next cons, I'm working on a 6-foot standee of his character, and that's a lot of fun because I can't wait to have that.
That was
to work on a piece that's actually bigger than you are. I'm just going to be looking up at it like, what? So that's going to be pretty cool,
That's all Ralph because he came up with that suggestion. He
was telling me. And because the way the story unfolds, it starts in feudal Japan 400 years prior to modern day. I was thinking maybe for the graphic novels, do it manga style for the first couple issues, make it open up the other way. And then as it progresses to modern day, flip it around to a modern comic. That would be a pretty sick idea,
That would be fun. Wow. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I think, just the image of him and people how's he get like that? I read the book, you got to find out, obviously, he was, what he is, and he's a walking fighting machine by looking at him. If I saw him walking in New York, I would be the Roadrunner and just right out of there, but
and the book's full of action. That's what attracted me to it as a artist and illustrator. It's just scenes that I'm just bodies and body parts just everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. This is going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of anatomy everywhere.
Yeah. There's a ton of surprises, especially in the second book. A lot of things you don't expect they're going to be in there. They're in there. Like it's
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no. Frank is like you're reading. You're like, no, right? Oh, okay, sure. Like that's great.
Like, wait a minute, this exists in this world too. Wow.
Yeah.
Like it's great because I mold two different things. I mold part of a significant part of history, and I use it. 16th century Japan, feudal Japan, very crucial part, of like any type of culture, especially with the Japanese culture, and then you basically mold it into modern day. You go from one extreme to another.
Frank, yeah, that's one of your great ideas was putting it so you can take the picture.
Yeah.
Very smart.
See, people are going to be posing with it.
Ralph came to Rhode Island in, was that 23, Ralph? Or was that 22?
Anymore.
I don't know. He came to a Rhode Island Comic Con. We did
They're all fused together, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, he came. I guess it was about 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
I think so too. And
it wasn't last year. I know that much.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't do. So it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he kind of like, he's like, Frank, what about if you did this? And and I'm like, oh, that's a really dope idea.
Yeah, because a lot of the cosplayers like Frank's book as it is, and they end up in front of his booth, and I'm like, dude, the cosplayers will definitely take a picture with your samurai.
Well, they do because like last year, I mean, I never did Megacon before last year. I mean, by far, it was my most successful. As most places call Megacon would probably do well out there, but they have that type of a lore where people see something that's completely different. Like you guys, right? You guys have something different. Like, it definitely has that sci-fi fantasy attraction. And like, oh, damn, badass. They see a dude that's holding up a sword that's dressed in a skull and a samurai. I mean, who wouldn't want to pick that up, And it's very easily marketable. I have a 6-foot banner, and I will eventually have, a 6-foot thing where people could basically, and that's the idea that Ralph gave me and put that in my head. And ever since then, I've been trying to, and then like me and Tony hooked up just as he saw the show one day. And I was like, oh man, would you be able to kind of mold this character into a 6-foot cardboard cutout or whatever kind of material we use, just to kind of, for fans to hold up the book, like I got them holding up the book. Then I have another marketable piece that you have the cardboard cutout. And I could tell you, I've done close to about maybe 50 plus cons over 2018, 17, whatever. I've never seen that. And that idea that Ralph gave me, Ralph, thank you, Daniel-san. But that was one of the best suggestions that I've ever heard. And I'm like, and as I walk around at different Comic Cons and just the one since he told me about that, I'm like, I've never seen anybody have that. Everybody has their own.
Most of the times, what you see with the photographers, they'll have those little booths so the cosplayers can come to, and they swamp over there.
It's true.
But I mean, it's definitely a marketable book because Megacon last year, like I said, I must have. So I only had the 2 books at the time, and the third one I just put out in the fall. I must have sold probably about 100 of them, and people were just like lured to the Dark Legend. They were lured to the Master, and I called him the Master because he's the master at everything. So it's like. He's like the combination of, as we think, Norris, Lee, Jet Li, Van Damme, Seagal, if you want to put him in there. Am I missing anybody?
Like, you got everybody.
Yeah,
he's got Jackie Chan, baby. He's a little goofy.
He's like all of them put together and better than all 5 of those stars, those martial art legends. He is just the master at everything. His most deadly weapon is a sword. Obviously, he's holding the sword, and he's just an animal, man. it's you guys got like definitely come by the booth, man. Come
So
by.
many reasons for people to go show up at MegaCon to see all these great people. And
I've
I'm
been
going to do you
posting.
one better, folks. I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to show you more people you should go see at MegaCon.
Good.
I am going to show you more people to see at MegaCon.
Ralph, before you do that, do you have a picture in Messenger that you could put up of the T-shirts that I just got like Saturday?
Oh yeah. No, you just got a bunch of nice shirts.
If I can get to my computer because it's giving me issues.
Also, we should probably say
Here we go.
what booth we're all at, so people know where to find us.
Oh yeah, that would be a good table.
Yeah. Oh, that's definite.
Hell yeah.
Well, I guess
There we go.
I'm in Artist Alley A276. So that's the back. That's the back of the shirt. Now the front. Thanks, Ralph. Always. And that's the front.
There
so
we go.
the 3 books.
Got
And
the 3
Oh,
books.
so now you got all 3 of them on it. Okay.
yeah.
Before it was just one book.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it was because I had these in the waiting. As you know, Ralph knows, my dad passed in June, so I had those in the waiting. So I'm like, all right, basically put everything on a hiatus for a little bit. So I was saving those. So, so I was like, all right, So I mean, the girl that did the shirts did a phenomenal job. She's great. So very creative and basically those qualities are great. So I can't wait.
So, folks, besides our 3 beautiful people here, we also have a lot of friends of the Bitten Apple, like Apaka Suze. And if you like your stuffies legendary, then Apaka Suze is where you got to go because these guys are cute, and some of them are even mythical. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the alpaca stuff, but they're cute as a button.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, that's
ridiculously
adorable. She's gonna do very well down there.
Great.
This is her new I think this is her new Indiegogo or a Kickstarter, one or the other. Yeah. Oh no, backer kit. There you go. This is her new backer kit. But this is an idea of what. Well, there goes the storefront. Alpaca's the storefront that she's gonna have over there, and of course she's gonna have a lot of her little friends.
Adorable.
Dude, these are the dumpster darlings that are gonna be on backer kit too.
Dumpster darlings.
That's awesome.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So, but she has a lot of great stuff. Oh, here we go. These are the ones she had for New York Comic Con. These are the coffee cups. they're mocha and
oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And dude, they're fantastic. So she's gonna be there, and our friend Ava is gonna be there. Amazing artist, cool. Ava Schrager. She's gonna be there, showing off her wares and her stuff. Dude, if you guys want some beautiful art, go check her out. And of course, our pal Nicolene Evans, our author extraordinaire, will be there showing off her wares. You guys can't not miss this booth of hers because it looks like she brought a library to a con.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. I love her spot. It's just an amazing thing, and her books are just as amazing as she is. And of course, Von Coleman will be down there showing off his Phenomenova.
Cool.
Because he got the first issue and he's selling it, and he's on Fund My Comic right now with issue.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and he's doing really well.
I'll have to go say hi to Vaughn.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. Now you got a bunch of people to go see. You can't tell me, Ralph, you said this whole MegaCon special. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah, Ralph.
You know who you are. So Victor, tell the people where they can find you and all the good stuff. Go for it.
So I'm not tabling. I am specifically down there as a moderator. So you will see me going between the major stages. So the main stage is going to be the big one where I'll be hosting panels with Mel Gibson, the Skeleton Crew, the Howard family, Ron, Clint, and Bryce Dallas. Let's see, who else do I have? I have Nick Holt. I got a lot of folks throughout the weekend. So look for me at all the major panels. I'll be there.
Yeah, see, and Vic, I feel like it's easier to find you than anybody else.
it might be actually. Just come to a room with a celeb that you want to see, and I probably will be there.
Is
Don't say hi to
that
Victor. Take a
is that
picture.
the Star Wars Skeleton Crew? Is that
Is
Skeleton
that
Crew?
what group?
The Star Wars Skeleton Crew? The show?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! I like that show. It's cute.
Oh yeah, it's a good time. I'll be on there with Jude Law and the 4 kids.
Wow.
So
That's
that'll be
awesome.
super dope.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, and the Cobra Kai cast. Like I'll be.
Wow.
Nice.
So wait, you got the Cobra Kai cast. Are we getting the guys from the new Karate Kid?
I can't say or deny anything of the sort. I can only say that I'm with the Cobra Kai cast. That's all I like.
You'll hear about it in the panel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In other words, go to the panel. Come on, folks, go to the panel.
That's where I think MegaCon is also. Listen, I'm a fan of Fan Expos. I am. I think they do a fantastic job. All I deal is have I ever dealt with is Rich. You know, for a couple others that I did last year, but for the majority of the year since I've been developing my name, Frankie Stefano, I've pretty much done Fan Expos, and he is a wonderful person. He does does the right thing by me. I'm not a demanding person, and he's a good dude, man. Just
absolutely.
We all know Andrew is the volunteer man, so he knows all the con guys.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Nice.
So go ahead, Ryan, tell him.
So we'll be at Artist Alley table 5, I think. 5. A5. Yeah. And I don't know how we got such a good spot this year. Megacon gods blessed us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just don't argue. Don't argue.
Yeah,
exactly.
Every year.
Don't worry about the why. Just use it.
Yeah, when I fill out the form that's like, "Where were you this year?" I'm like, it's gonna be like the whole page. Yeah, so we'll be right near basically all the comic creators. So that's gonna be sweet. But yeah, so check us out there. We'll have. Basically pre-order. We're gonna have some cool stuff, a ton of giveaways if you guys do any pre-order at the show in front of us. So like if you go do something on Indiegogo for Mercenary Guild, maybe if I have the Fund My Comic and the Kickstarter up by then, those are included. Any pre-orders to the website. So if you click Ralph, if you click through hit the X there.
If I click the X, oh, here we go.
Yeah, you don't have to sign up. Scroll down a little bit. So if you go on the website and you pre-order issue 10, or scroll back up a little bit. If you so the Mercenary Guild issue right there, the pre-order there, on the website we're doing basically all the covers. So like the covers there's gonna be exclusive cover for each crowdfunding platform. But if you want to support us, I guess the most. Directly through the website, you can get all 4 as a bundle. So you can get like the trade covers or the Virgin covers or both.
I like that you're doing that because a lot of people don't do something like that.
Yeah, it's just it's because the platforms have platform fees, right? Mm-hmm. So I would prefer if we get all of your money, or at least as much as we can.
All the money.
Yeah, so I think Indiegogo is like 8%. I think Kickstarter's a little better now. It's like 5 maybe. Fund My Comic's the best. It's like 2 or 3. But so it helps. Any bit helps us. So if you go through the website, you'll get all the issues. But yeah, so basically anywhere you pre-order during the show, you're gonna get some cool stuff. Obviously, you're gonna get all the stretch goals that we do. Stretch goals are across all platforms, right? So like. If one makes only makes like $50 and one makes like 500, everybody's getting all the stuff for the stretch goals.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
Yeah, so that way you don't have to worry about like, do I like go here or here? No, you just go wherever you like.
That's another good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to give as much back to.
If they're there at MegaCon and they go see you, something will happen, right?
Yeah. We're gonna say hi.
That sounds ominous.
For sure. Yeah. If you're gonna get some cool stuff from us at the booth, and then obviously we'll have like issues 1 through 9 of Hardly Heroes. We'll have all our sweet swag. Like we've got our own coffee. We've got like some soaps, all that cool stuff that you're only gonna get at the shows. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Love it.
All right, Tony, go for it.
I'm up again. Cool. All right. So let's see. This is my site. Again, I got a lot of my merch up here, prints, fine art. I'm more the Renaissance graphite guy. As you can see, I love portraits. You can click on some of those. Not going to lie, there are nudes. It's not safe for work. Facebook hates me. So just letting you know right now.
It's tasteful, though.
It's tastefully done. I try, hilariously. Anytime I do a guy, Facebook instantly just bang. I'm like, all right, well, I guess no eggplants. I get it, guys. I get it. So
we just want to see it.
That's my little gallery. It's going to completely be revamped because now that I got Frank here, we're just going to put all the merch up there, all the canvases, stuff like that, and I'm going to have all original art. So I'm dropping my print on demand guy. Sorry, buddy. You've been cool, but man, and now it's all original art because that's what goes up in value too. It's cool to have a piece. Like I love investing in actual art. So now that everything is so digital, it's lost. It sucks. So,
and Tony, you're going to be at the table with Frank, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be sketching with Frank.
Now, Frank, you tell these people where to go find you because they're gonna go to Megacon and gonna be like, Ralph said Frank is here, but I don't see no Frank.
Well, my alter ego, the master, will be sitting at table A276 in Artist Alley. Frank, I don't know where he'll be, but
I'm gonna make you wear the skull mask. You think I'm joking? I'll go get it right now.
Dude, that'd be great. I think you should make him wear the skull mask.
Oh, dude, I thought about that. Like that kind of like outfit would be like
dude, cosplay is that sweet skeleton, or he has to wear a Frank mask.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Paper mask of your face.
Frank mask.
Yeah, but like someone had asked me, he's like, "Hey, did you like con long time ago when I first started it? I think like when I did Awesome Con a few years ago, they had asked me.
I could probably sketch in this. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think if we go to the table, if we sit there like this, I could probably sketch. It'll work. We gotta get you on. Come on.
You need the glowy eyes and the samurai.
I think this said you got to work it.
I'll get LED keychains. I'll just pop them in there. It's fine. I got to draw.
Otherwise, if you're just sitting at your table staring at people with that mask on, they're going to lose the context. They're just going to be like, what the hell?
The money.
Give me the
book. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a fun time.
Like Ghost Rider staring into people's souls.
Exactly. Penance stare.
I love it.
We're going to hypnotize. Come over to 276 and Artist Alley.
There you go, folks. Go.
Just start backing in.
Go. Let me see. I got a couple little things here to show.
And if you're on a panel and you see Victor, you got to yell out really loud, like, "I found him." I found him.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't say that to me, bro. Listen.
No, because there'll be people that'll do it. It'll be so bad, and I'll be like, "You watch the show." You watch the show. I got you.
I mean, you're gonna get kicked out of the panel, obviously, but
maybe not.
That's not why I'm getting kicked out of the panel. Trust me.
I might embarrass you and call somebody up on stage. Don't play with me. Like it's my stage. I can. Oh, for real? Oh, you found me? Come here.
Okay.
Come here. See what happens.
Accepted.
Oh my God, that'd be priceless. Of course, Mata Sorcier is not here.
Yes.
She is an amazing artist. She is the letterer, the writer, she does everything, folks. My favorite line from her is when she says, I work so hard and I can't even pay myself.
That hurts. That hurts how real that is.
It is real. She's doing everything. There's no way she can pay herself back.
That's
folks,
wow.
Her art is amazing. Sacrimony is epic. If you like stuff like Lord of the Rings, and gods being human or human-like, then Sacrimony is the book for you. I'm telling you, I was reading through the comic, yelling at the book, going, "Why? Why are you doing this?" And that's when you know the characters have gotten to you, because you're yelling at the characters in the book.
Yep.
Oh my God! So go check out Madda Sortier's Sacrimony. Right now, she is at sign up to get notified. I think she is at. Let's see, where are we? Besides all the beautiful art, look,
Should be on the other side. You should. There you go.
All right, dude, not bad. She's at 87. She wants to get to 100 because 100 puts you in a great place, and in the algorithm. So go help her get to 100. And folks, if you guys ever wanted to do something nice for these people, this is free. You just go sign up to get notified, and it helps out so much because it puts you in a better place in the algorithm. And Madda is amazing. She's an amazing person, period. But help her get paid for her hard work.
Some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Another little thing I want to show you guys here is our friend Chad has his book, Set the Hook #2, a supernatural horror noir comic book. But what I wanted to show, because I had so much fun the last time, I supported this tier. Let's see. I might have to go to the rewards. And there's a tier here where you get a chance to play D&D with DM Tazi, who's a great guy, and he's a great DM, and you get to play your character from your book in this campaign.
That's cool.
Nice.
And I have to say that I had so much fun doing this. It was a really big blast. Here he goes, right here. D&D with Michael Tausen. And I got to say that, sometimes one of the best things to do when you're writing your book is try to put yourself in your character's place. Mm-hmm. I got to play this as the character I was working on, and I found new insights on the character because now you're playing the character. Mm-hmm. So there's things that you wouldn't have seen before. Besides the fact that they're all voices in my head, we won't discuss that.
No snitching on yourself, man. Don't
exactly.
It's for another show.
I gotta say, this is a fantastic tier. It's only $30, and it's limited. It's really limited. I think it's limited to 5 or 6.
All right, this time, if you want me to sub in for a spot, Ralph, let me know more than a week before. I'd love to do it, man.
Yeah. One of the persons had dropped out, and I had to get somebody to come in. I was trying to get Brian to come. But I gotta tell you, folks, this is an amazing experience. Tarzan is an amazing DM. He works with you, and I like how he is, because this is what makes it possible to do your own character, because he's a one-shot, and he knows how to work it so that your character can work with the team and do what needs to be done. So he helps you create your character or flesh them out so that it can be possible to play the character. So it's a great experience overall.
Nice.
I'm stealing this idea for our Hardly Heroes campaign.
I'm surprised you haven't. I'll be one of the first people to sign up. I'm like, all right, I'm in.
All right, I'm holding you to that.
That's right. That's right. We all heard it.
You get an honorary guest spot, yeah.
And of course, our friend John is 48 hours to go. 3,546. 145 backers. He's trying to get to 4,000. He's right there, folks. The finish line is right there. He has 48. Oh, look, it went up. Yeah, nice. Come on, folks. Help them get there. He's so close to his goal. And this is badass. It's Drumsticks of Doom. If you like your rock and roll and your comics together, then you got no excuse, folks. So go support now. 48 hours. We can get him to 4,000. Come on. Well, 5,000. He needs to be at 4,444. At 4 is great.
Is there a significance to the 4444 number?
Oh, there is in numerology.
Right.
Oh. What is it?
Usually it's somebody coming to help you.
It's what?
Usually somebody coming to help you. Angels coming to help you.
Oh, so maybe that plays into the story, folks.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to buy it to find out.
Read the book, like Dianetics said. I think that is everything, folks. Anybody else have anything else that we need to show off?
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah, no. We'll see you all next year at Megacon along with all of us. How about that?
There you go. Everybody will be at Megacon next year. Let's make it happen.
There you go.
Yeah, Ralph's going to be there next year, not this year, but
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's going to take me a year to get all that set up. Folks, this is the Bitten Apple's 10th anniversary. October will be 10 years of
congrats.
Congrats, Ralph.
That's awesome.
So
yes.
We are working on things that you guys are going to want to be a part of. Right now, for February, I'm working on a giveaway. So I will bring you more information soon. Be part of the 10-year mayhem. And I think that is all. With that, make sure you guys go to Megacon. Say hi to our lovely folks here. And some of these and all of these will be on the show sooner or later because we like them.
Thank you guys. It's absolutely pleasure to meet you guys.
I'll press the button.
I'll also meet y'all. Have a good night.
And where it stops